I'm Sophie and I go as Plummy Mummy. It's quite self-explanatory really. So I'm doing plumbing and I'm a mummy. So that's where it all came from.
Amazing. Well, welcome to Life of a Female Tradie, Sophie. It's awesome to have you on the show.
Thanks for
Um,
having me.
no worries at all. No worries. Let's get straight into learning about you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into your trade?
Yeah, so I'm 38 and I've got two kids, big age gap. One's nearly 18 and one's 5. So it's difficult to sort of navigate the two and they've got additional needs as well. So it can be challenging, to say the least. But I decided when I was pregnant with Phoebe, my youngest, to take the plunge and thought, right, because at that point I was doing managing student lettings. So I was
Okay.
doing some, repairs and stuff along with managing them at Intraforest it was. And I thought, I can't do this anymore because there's a lot of foreign students. They were phoning all through the night for stuff like changing a light bulb. And I just
Oh,
had the baby and I thought, I can't do this. So I've always wanted to do plumbing, and I thought I can't afford to go to college and not be earning sort of thing. I thought I'm just gonna it's now or never. I'm not getting any younger, so I decided and bit the bullet and went back to college. So it was daunting. I'm just sat there with all kids the same age as my kid,
yeah.
feeling like an absolute fossil. But there was two other people they were sort of around my age. So that was nice. They dropped out. I mean, I think there's one left. And he was pretty nice. But, I think it was easier for him to navigate because he didn't have a family. So we could
Okay.
work around and go into college, except I found it difficult the first sort of year because it's like, getting to grips with,
Learning again, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. And it's just trying to keep all the stuff in your head, like all the information they're bombarding you with. And I hated school. So I was just like, oh, because
No.
I went and bought my little backpack and my pencil case,
The
and
best
off I
part.
went. Stationery, I used to love stationery, getting my
Me
new one
too.
for school
Yes.
every September.
Love
Um,
that.
yeah, so I started off and I done tiling because
Ah.
you had to do one that come along with another. You couldn't just go straight into one trade.
Okay.
So I started off actually, I'm lying, before that, honestly, it was a Saturday course. So I'd done a touchdown on basic plumbing, tiling, and electrics on Saturday courses. And I absolutely hated electrics, hated it.
Why?
I think it's just so fiddly. And
Okay.
because of my concentration, and I'm just like, I got overwhelmed. I just thought I hate it. I wanted to throw it. I was just like, no. So tiling, I loved tiling. I really enjoyed the tiling. And I was and ahhing whether to continue with the tiling. But I felt like there's only so far you can sort of go with tiling. And I just thought there was more scope if I went into the plumbing side of things. And that's what I
Yeah.
went there for in the first place anyway. Obviously I could learn a lot more than tiling, but I think I could do that hand in hand as I go along with the plumbing sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I went on to year 2, the second year in plumbing and heating, and that was a lot of theory.
Was
A
it?
lot of theory, yeah, and I was
Okay.
surprised because I thought it'd be a bit more hands-on.
Mm.
But there was a lot of theory, and wasn't just plumbing related, it's all construction-based stuff. So it could be doing with foundations of houses, how they demolish buildings, etcetera. It went into everything.
Oh, wow.
So it was interesting, but I
Yeah.
don't think it was what I originally thought the course was gonna be like. And when I was nearing the end of that year 2, they told us, "Oh, well, there's actually not a progression for level 3 in college."
Oh,
And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" So I was in like level 2 progression. They're like, "You can't go into your 3rd year." And I sort of felt a bit like in limbo then because I thought, well, have I wasted my time
yeah. What?
doing this last couple of years? And they said, well, the only way you can progress now is by doing an apprenticeship.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I thought, right. So I looked into it, but a lot of them were like, well, you'll have to do 4 years of an apprenticeship. And I thought, yeah, I'll be on a walking frame by the time I finish that. so I thought, so I thought, no, I just can't. And it's not just that. It's if I hadn't done the 2 years in college, I would still be doing 4 years. So it was like those 2 years were pointless that I'd done in college. And I think it's really difficult for the progression from college then to sort of get into the industry. Because I found personally, like I messaged about 500 plumbers, and I mean, I phoned them, I emailed, I messaged on the socials, and because I had no on-tool experience, they didn't want to know. They weren't
That's the
interested.
problem, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was thinking, oh yeah, but I've done my thing, and now I've had some on-tool experience. I realise that I got a lot to learn now, but I really didn't have a clue. Like I really
Okay.
didn't. I left college with the bare basics of pipe bending, how to use everything. But in college, they don't, I left there not knowing how to change a tap, not knowing how to change a radiator. They don't teach you the
Wow.
everyday stuff that people need you to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'd definitely expect that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so I completely understand. And I think maybe on the level 3, you'd learn it, but you'd think that would be the bare basics of stuff, you know, that people are going to phone you for on a regular thing for. So I was lucky enough to have a couple of plumbers that have let me go and work with them, taught me all different ways of doing things. Um, and now I'm confident at changing taps and, doing radiators and stuff. And it's building my confidence up as I go along. And I'm just like, yes, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I don't need an apprenticeship. So
Brilliant.
that's sort of how I got into it and how I've sort of navigated up to this point. I've still got a long way to go, but
Well, you've got to start somewhere, and
of course.
it is. I think with trades, any trade, um, maybe not so much electrics because you have to have the safety certificates, etc., to
Mm,
handle electrics. But I think with a lot of trades, the best way to learn is on the tools.
oh,
So
definitely.
the fact that you pushed and pushed and pushed and messaged so many people, credit to you, because it's like applying for jobs, isn't it? Really, it's a
Yeah.
numbers game.
And they just ignore you, most of them. They don't even reply. And
Yeah.
it's so disheartening. And because, like, this is the outlook that they give out. And a lot of women may think this, females in any trades, that we need you. We need females in the trades, and try and make it sound like you can just sort of slip into a trade. But that is not the case. It's really
No.
not. And just because you're a female doesn't make it any easier. If anything, it makes it harder because they think, oh, you haven't got a clue what you're doing. Like, what do you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we do. We know. We know. And the thing is, women are good at multitasking as well. So, you know,
Exactly.
I'm very thing with my organisation. When I work with tennis, I'm like, yeah, but what about this? Don't worry about it. A screenshot, and I found where to get that from. So when we're going, and they're like, you're amazing at organising. You keep us all on track.
I love that. Brilliant. Always one step ahead.
Exactly that.
Awesome. Amazing. And what would you say you enjoy most about plumbing on your journey so far?
I just love that everything's is different. Everything's different. Nothing's ever the same. Even if it's a leak, it's never going to be the same leak or the same problem or the same results. Every single time is different. And I get so bored with mundane stuff. Even when I'm folding the wash and I have to be watching something on my phone or listening to something, I can't stand it. So it
Yeah.
keeps me on my toes. I'm
Okay.
constantly learning. And I just feel like I don't think I'll ever learn everything in my lifetime about plumbing because there's so many different things you can branch out to.
That's true. Yeah. Is there an aspect that typically attracts you in that way, with there being so many branches? Is there one that you think, "Oh, I quite like that"?
Yeah, I think once, at some point I was thinking about doing my gas. Now that would
Mm.
come with an apprenticeship ordinarily. But again, that comes with you've got to work full time. I did apply for a couple, you've got to work full time. Um, I need to be on site at like 7 a.m. Impossible with the kids. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
And it could be, here, there, and everywhere, which I understand that's what they need. And it's like £6 an hour. I thought I can't physically be neglected. I feel like I'm neglecting my children um, for that. And I just thought it's not the right route for me. Like a lot of people, that is if they're younger, or some people, even if they are of, the more mature student, it fits their life. But it just doesn't
Yeah.
for me personally. So that's not a route I could go down. But I have looked at air source heat pumps, and I am interested in that. And I'm maybe going to see if
Mm.
there's something that the government could fund, because I know the government do fund some
Yes.
courses. So in the future, maybe I could sort of extend into that.
That's a
It is
good
the future
idea.
after all.
Well, this is it. Yeah, sustainability.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Definitely a good idea that. Keep your eye on that for sure.
yeah, I would like to look into that at some point, but at the moment, I don't want to go into that and not know the bare basics of plumbing. I want to have the nitty gritty of it. Uh, I don't want to be able to change a heat pump and then I can't change something you know simple in a house. So I should be able to do as
Yeah,
a plumber. I feel stupid. So I want to know for myself. I want to know, so even in my own house.
absolutely. And everything you learn, you can apply in your own home. So I can understand that for sure.
And I've started, doing things in my own house. Like I just always a radiator for my bathroom. I'm going to rip that off and I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do the piping into the floor, which I haven't done before on my own. So I'm going to do it in
Ooh,
my own house. Because I live in Massachusetts, who cares? And then I'm going to tile the floor. So I thought, well, that would have saved me a lot of money by doing it myself.
loads. Yeah.
So things like that it does help.
Yeah, definitely. And it gives you a sense of accomplishment as well when you can do it in your own home, doesn't
Definitely.
it?
Definitely. Every time you sit on that throne, you're like, I did all this.
Absolutely.
I admire your artwork.
Definitely. Why not? Sure.
Exactly.
Incredible. So, throughout your journey so far, have you faced any difficulties being a female in the plumbing industry yet?
I don't think in general people take you as seriously,
Mm.
personally. I haven't had really bad experiences, but even if you go and knock the door, they'll say, "Oh, so go over to that job, and I'll meet you there in half an hour. Just drain down the system, blah blah blah." And I'll knock the door. But I've had a lot, quite a few times, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm the plumber," and they're like, "What?"
Oh,
And it's like
really?
they're not expecting you, especially I think the old generation, because which is understandable. They're not
It
used to
is.
it. Um,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm just like, "Oh, yes, it's me. I'm here." Yeah, so like you have that, like they don't expect to, they don't expect a female to show up on the job to do stuff. And I also get people ask, and they'll say, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like, "I do plumbing." And they just look at me like, and they say, "Well, why? Why would you want to do that?" And I think, well, why would you want to do what you're doing? It's the same with anything. You wouldn't ask a hairdresser, "Why do you want to be a hairdresser?"
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's because I do.
Exactly. Why
I just
not?
do. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Why not?
Yep.
Why not? So, and I think it's so nice because originally when I wanted to do it, I was only like 17 and it just it wasn't out there like it is now. And I think, there is a lot more opportunity now. There's still nowhere near enough opportunity. There's
Yeah.
really not, but it's getting better than it
It
was.
is.
It is getting better. So I'm gutted. I wish that this opportunity could have been there when I was 17 and I would have been flying by now.
I know, I know. We're actually the same age, so I 100%
Yeah.
understand what you're saying about education back when we were at secondary school. I don't ever recall a trade being mentioned
Oh,
to
no.
to my class, never mind me as an
No.
individual. We obviously did the technologies and the design technology and all that, woodwork, etc. But even when you were in those classes, I don't think there was ever a career mention
No.
going forward from it,
Like a
was
career
there?
path. Absolutely not. And I've said this, and it has been spoken about on some forums, that, I would happily do it. I would happily go to our local schools and speak to the children's select trainer when they deciding what to do when they leave and say,
Yeah,
"Look, girls, you can do it. Like, this is an option. It is an option." Like, I don't think they see it as an option. A lot of things are just sort of beauty and hair and just go and do that. And they don't even want to do that, most of them. So I think it would be nice to bring it into the schools and more into sort of the curriculum as they sort, because I said to my daughter, I was like, why didn't you come and do plumbing? And she's like, no, you're not very hands on with stuff like that. But, you know, the little one, she loves it. She's like, I
Does
want to be a
she?
plumber like you, mum. Yeah. And we got little matching t shirts.
Oh, I love that. That's incredible.
So yeah, she loves it. She does like to help and she'll try and like pass things out my bag to me. I'm trying to teach her what things are called, teach them young. But I think,
That's
that's
it.
what needs to happen. It needs to be brought as a normality from when they're younger in school, that it's
Absolutely.
okay to
Definitely.
do a so-called male trade, as they say. And it's just to be more open than narrowing things down to females.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, like you say, the good thing is that it is gradually getting better and more widely known that women are going into trades, any of them, at at any stage of life as well. I think I've had a really good mix of chats with women our age and of the younger generation, like early mid-20s. So
Yeah.
it it's it would be nice to see some of the like late teens now, because
Yes,
then
definitely.
it's working from
Yeah, yeah.
education level, isn't it?
I think they get scared as well because, it's daunting, I suppose. Then you're leaving school, say all your friends are going to whatever they're going to do in college, and then you're in a class of all boys. And I think for a
Yeah.
girl, it's a bit like, oh, I think with painting and decorating, there's more females.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a lot more females in the painting and decorating. With plumbing, there was just me and one other female from when she was fab. And we got on great all the way through. And she's a lot younger than me, so she's going in to do an apprenticeship now, and I'm buzzing for her to do that. And I can't wait to see her journey and how that goes for her. But this is what I mean. Obviously, different paths are right for different people at different stages in their life and how things work. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna knuckle down and just keep doing what I'm doing at the moment. And, the little one's going into proper year one of school now. So she's a bit more settled. So I'm hoping I can try and learn some more while she's
Yeah.
in school.
Well, I think you've got an exciting road ahead of you for sure. It's when you find something that you really enjoy
Mm,
and I guess you have a passion for it for sure because you wouldn't if you weren't interested in it, you wouldn't have a passion for it. So the fact that it brings you variety every day, it's like the excitement. What's today going to bring?
yeah.
So for sure,
It's
I'm
scary as well. And you need
yeah
that sort of adrenaline. Oh my God, am I going to sort this out?
out your comfort zone. It makes you grow, doesn't it?
Especially when people phone me, like, I'm literally just as before I logged on, my phone was ringing and she was like, Soph, I need your help. I'm looking after someone's house. They're on holiday and there is water pooling through the ceiling. I've had a
No.
bath and this has happened. And I was like, oh. So I FaceTimed. I was like, I got to go. I got to be on in 4 minutes. So I was like, the water, where's the stop clock? Like, turn it this way, do this, do. And the amount this has happened 3 times in the last 8 days, 9 days, people have phoned me
Really?
that I've known and they don't know how to turn their water off.
There you go.
And I think, so I'm thinking what I might do is do a couple of videos on the basics for everybody that's not plumbers. To be like,
Yeah.
right, if this happens, this is how you turn your water off. This is an isolation valve. This is how to stop it from that section. And the very basics, try and minimize the damage before a plumber or whoever you can get to come out to help you. So I think that would be a good protocol because it is surprising. People don't, before I became a plumber, I knew when my stop, I knew where my stop tap was. I knew how to work it, but a lot of people don't. They really, really don't.
And I think through my personal experience, I only know because my dad told me from a young age and showed me where it was. So every time I've moved, I've been like, right, I need to know
Where
where the
is it?
stop tap is to start with
Yeah.
because I am not dealing with a flood right now. And like you say, it's a simple thing to know that can save you thousands of pounds through water damage.
When that ceiling is bulging,
Oh,
and I think because I had one, I put it on my story on my Instagram, and the water lever, it was just, this was
I
like
saw that.
a few days. Oh, it was like 7 o'clock at night, and they FaceTime me, like, so, I was like, my God, their pipe burst into the sink, and I was like, please tell me you haven't got a tank in your loft, because it's just going to keep coming. No, we managed to stop it, but the damage was so bad. They had to have all new electrics, new ceiling, new floor,
Oh,
everything. Um,
no.
yeah, and I said, right, I said, this is one for the insurance company, I think, because it's so extensive. It's not a case of
Yeah,
me just popping out and helping you, you know. It's
yeah.
you need the full works going on, and I can't do that, obviously.
Not yet,
Yeah.
not yet.
No, but they didn't know how to
But
turn the water off, and this was another thing, and I
ah,
mean, the water in the end was like an inch all of the living room, and the ceiling was starting to cave, and in the end, I was like, "You're gonna have to go onto the street and turn it off for the mains for your house," and I was telling them how to do it, and, you know, and eventually it stopped, so they are getting that sorted, but this is what I mean, if people can know the basics when something's happening before they can get the help, I think it's a good thing that everyone needs to know.
definitely. I agree. I like that idea.
Watch out now for my next video.
That's it. Keep your eyes peeled, everybody. Love it. So, at the moment, obviously, you still kind of picking bits and pieces up along your journey. What does a typical work week look like for you? But maybe there isn't a typical work
There
week for
isn't.
you.
There is not. There's not. It just depends on everything. And um, the problem I've got is with my little one, she'll only go with my mum. And my mum can only have her 1 day a week. So I'm very limited to when I can, you know, jump on and learn things.
Yeah.
When she's in school, I can go for like 4 hours, you know. Les is great. I go and work with him. He's like, yeah, you can come along with me today, especially if you got different variety of stuff. He's like, oh, what about this day? Because I got this job and you can come along to that. So I'm
Oh,
learning a
great.
lot. And he does carpentry as well. So I'm learning some of that. So that's cool.
Ooh.
Uh, but yeah, at the moment, it's summer holidays. I'm doing 1 day a week. Now I'm friends and family are like, oh, do you think you could do this? I'm like, do you know what? I'm just, you know, build my confidence up. Yeah, I'm starting to do bits for friends and family. In terms of like changing the sinks, radiators, taps, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So stuff that I'm more confident with, and then I suppose I'll just sort of go from there. Me and Les do mad things like the rip outs. I love a rip out. So he's like, right, so get your teeth into that, rip that bathroom out, and I'm like, yes, I'm sweating. It's such hard work, but I love it. I do love it. I come home, I'm exhausted, I'm absolutely bogging, but I enjoy it, smashing things up.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I do enjoy a rip out. I'm doing quite a few of those now, so I'm quite confident, you know, ripping out, capping everything off and making it safe and stuff. So yeah, that's another good thing I've been doing. So at the moment, it's 1 day, whether it be with Les or if it's someone that have asked me to do something, I'm just doing that 1 day
Yeah.
at the moment.
Well, you got to start somewhere. And I think a lot of people would probably say the beginning of their journeys would have been doing jobs for friends and family. I know I started that way. And then you do that job, you take your pictures or you share it on your social media,
Yeah,
and then they tell their friends, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden they're ringing you, and then it just snowballs, And what a perfect way, word of mouth and showing your work. Best way, I think, to get yourself out
yeah,
there. You just got to keep going, haven't you? You just got to keep ploughing through, and opportunities will arise.
yeah, definitely. You know, I do like social media because you can meet so many different people from different trades and their experiences and watch how they grow and evolve as well. And I think it's a nice, like, I only started mine, what, 5 months ago, something like that. And I just went on there because I was intrigued to see, you know, other people's work, other females, how many are the females. And I'm finding new ones all the time,
You do,
you
don't
know,
you?
all across the world. And I love it because I'm just like going through all this stuff and I'm just like, yes, girl.
Come
I'm
on.
I'm a proper girl power person. I love it. I just love it. I
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
it's great. It's great. And seeing different trades in different countries also
Yeah,
is really interesting, isn't it? To
it is because
see
they different ways
everything.
of how you do it in
Yeah.
different countries.
Different tools, different products.
Yeah.
Only ever so slightly, but there will be something that you think, "Wow, we haven't got that over here," you know?
Yeah. And then you've got some of them be like, "Oh my god, why are you doing it? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
"Stop,
Like,
stop."
it's wild. It is wild. Yeah, it is interesting, but, you can get stuck in the whole doom scrolling thing, can't you? And you sat there and I'm just like, for hours, and then the kids are like, "Mum," I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm coming."
At least you've got someone to interrupt you. I'm, like, just there stuck for a couple of hours, and then all of a sudden it's 11:30, 12:00. "Oh, I better go to bed."
Oh, well, to be fair, I'm normally stood up because I can't sit down for 2 minutes without being nagged.
Oh,
I got
bless
no
you.
chance, no rest for the wickies.
So I like to speak about people on a personal level as well as their tradie background. So obviously beforehand we briefly spoke about you being quite open about being on the ADHD spectrum. Do
Yeah.
you mind just telling us a bit more about that and how that affects you day to day and how does it manifest for you?
So everyone have always told me all my life, "Oh, you ADHD." I'm like, "Oh, don't be so silly." And as I get older, I struggle. I realise I'm struggling with day to day things. Like I mentioned earlier, even I'm folding the washing, I have to have something to keep me on that. So whether it be, I've always got one AirPod in, and I can have a podcast on, or I can have an audio book, whatever it may be, to keep me focused on. So I'm focusing on listening, not what I'm actually the task I'm doing, sort of thing. Especially boring stuff like folding, washing. I can't. And there's just so much of it. So yeah, so I realised I was struggling more, and then a few of my friends said, "Oh, maybe you should go to the doctors." So I thought, okay, yeah, I will. So I went to the doctors. They gave me this big form to fill out. They sent it off to the ADHD clinic, um, and they decided they were going to take me on for an assessment. So I had to wait 18 months. I had my first assessment a couple of months ago now, um, and they decided I did have ADHD, so they confirmed it. Um, but they're now looking, so I have to wait another 3 months. So it's actually this coming week now. I think I've got my second assessment. So that'll be to see how much it affects my life, and treatment wise, and things like that, how they can help. I'll go into the bathroom to put it away, and I'll start cleaning the bathroom. And then I'll get called for something, and I'm like, come down, and I'm halfway through making a sandwich. I'm like, I'll go down, wash out the washing machine. And my mind is racing constantly, constantly. And, you know, sometimes that can be difficult, with working as well. So I struggle more at home and with daily life than when I'm in work. I feel like when I've got a project, I can't wait to get that project sort of started, start to finish, done. And when I do sort of feel like I'm struggling, I just have to take myself away and have five. I do some breathing and like sort of regulate myself, and then go back to it then. Sort of refocus, reshift my mindset and like refocus. But yeah, I'm hoping the medication will help to sort of,
You would go down the
I would,
medication route,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, because some
yeah, I would.
people wouldn't for
No, I
whatever
know. And they're
reason,
like,
you
"Oh,
know?
well, you've come this far." I'm like, "But I feel like now it's affecting me as I'm getting older." I don't know if it's just as you get old, you've got more practice of life, and it's harder to juggle while dealing with that. I'm not sure, but I'll give anything a go if it's going to help. Because
Yeah,
I'm both for like in the evening, I find it really difficult to sort of slow myself down and shut my mind off. And so I always have a glass of wine,
yeah,
and it works, and I can go to bed and I can sleep. But if I don't, I'm wired all night. I can, like,
really.
I'll think of stuff like, I'm like, right, I've got a skating board downstairs, it's a bit lumpy, and I need to sort of shave it down. And I'm like, I start these thoughts are racing. I get up, I'm writing lists and lists of
Love
all,
a
so if I can
list.
get it all off my brain. I live off lists anyway, I have to. And if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. And that's fact. It's my Bible.
Don't. I know. I literally if I haven't put something on my calendar, I'll forget. Like last week, I was meant to go and pick up a key for a job. After I'd been to the gym, I didn't put it in my calendar, and I totally forgot. I got home, and the customer messaged me and said, "Are you on your way?" I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so, so sorry."
I'm
Literally,
absolutely not on my way.
oh, no, I'm in my PJs. Sorry. No, luckily, I was able to get it on the Monday before they went away, so crisis averted,
Oh,
but yeah,
yeah, I just was sorted. But yeah, it's like Bible, and I like to be organised. I like everything to be organised all the time. More, I feel like my brain is even more chaotic, and it's chaotic anyway. Let me tell you, I feel like it's like a constant tab of open tabs, just constantly whizzing round in my head, and I find it really exhausting sometimes. Like sometimes it's exhausting, and sometimes I'm just like, I can't do this, and I've just got to spin everything off that I'm doing and be like, I need today to like just rest and calmness because I'm just running around like a lunatic all the time.
trying to
And it
do
is
everything that you think
everything.
about.
And I
Yeah.
give myself stupid expectations as well. I'll write a list of stuff that I know I'm not going to be able to finish that day. And it's wild. I'm like, why do I do it to myself? And then the stuff I don't, I'll go on to the next day's list with other added stuff. And it's like I constantly chasing my own tail to keep myself busy, to try and keep my mind focused, but it's exhausting. It's just wild.
Oh, and do you ever get that feeling of when you do slow down, you feel guilty that you're
Yeah,
having to slow down?
yeah. I was at a kid's birthday party the other day, and I was sat there hating my life, and just kids screaming everywhere, and I was thinking I could do so much in this 2 hours. And I'm just sat here, like, and I'm just like, right, what can I do on my phone then? Can I look things up? Can I look at products? Can I look at new tools? And I'm constantly trying to like find things to do and writing lists on my phone.
That you feel is productive?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
feel like I'm doing because I can't cope with not. I really struggle with not. I can't.
yeah.
I just feel like it's a waste.
It's hard, isn't it? I feel you on the when you slow down, you feel guilty aspect. And when you are someone that likes to push and just feel productive constantly and like you're achieving, when you stop, you almost have to force yourself to believe that you're stopping because you need to. Like
Mm,
your body and your mind need
it's
you to
telling you.
just slow down, isn't
Mm,
it? Because effectively, when you slow down and sleep, etc., your body heals, and
you just go into
it's
burnout otherwise, don't you? And then
yeah,
you just make yourself unwell. And I think, I think I can't afford to be unwell because everyone relies on me. So, it really is essential to take that time for self
definitely.
care and look after yourself as well. And I think I'm learning that more as I'm getting older. And I force myself. My mum says, "Oh, I'll still be there tomorrow." I said, "Exactly." And then I'll have to go on to another list.
Don't you know about my lists?
Yeah, no, that'll be double. Then I'll never be able to get through it.
Oh, goodness me. Wow.
It's not ideal, but it is what it is.
Everybody works in different ways, and if it works for you, then, that's how it is, Everybody's
Yeah.
different, and that's what's beautiful about it, and everybody has their own quirks and differences, and only you know how to move forward in life with them so that they
Mm,
don't control you. So I hope that this next week with your ADHD assessment comes to a conclusion of something that will definitely help you
yeah.
work through those difficulties going forward. Because, yeah, we need more Plummy Mummy on the social media for sure. Yeah.
She's not going anywhere.
Yes.
I find that
Awesome.
hard as well because, like, I'll make, take photos and things of work that I'm doing throughout the day, and then it's like you've got to sit down and go through it all to sort of. And I get bored, and I like put it down. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening today,
I know.
and I'll try and do it again, and I just rush it all. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, get on there because I just find it exhausting just trying to navigate myself through, and I am improving. I didn't know how to even send a message on Instagram like a year ago, so I'm getting there with sort of trying to navigate the tools and stuff on there that you can use to edit and stuff, but I'm still very
Yeah.
basic on there. and it just is
Don't
what
worry
it
about
is.
it. That's it. Don't worry about it. Just getting it on there is the main thing, you know. You will get better with learning how to do the other bits and bobs and the overlays and the transitions of reels and stuff. Don't panic about it. Everybody has to start somewhere, and I'm still learning with my social media posts. I mean, with my decorating page, sometimes I forget to post for a week or two, and then I think, oh bugger, I should have put that job on, or I'll be doing a job and I've not even took starter pictures, and it's like, well, I can't do anything about it now.
Can't do it now.
It's half bloody painted.
Yeah, you should be in there. You should be in there doing it more. I'm like, yeah, but I don't really want to take a whole setup with all ring lights to go and change a tap. To be honest, like it's just me and my phone,
Exactly.
and it is what it is. And I try and keep it very real on there because I think there's so many accounts that try and make this something that it's not. I'm a real person. Like I like real life and just I'll say it how it is. Sometimes I do offend people. I don't mean to, but because I'm very honest with my approach to things, and I won't say, I wouldn't take a picture of something and say, "Oh, I did this," when I blatantly haven't done it, or
Yeah,
try and make out like it's
exactly.
something, "Oh yeah, it was great. I had a great day in work." I really didn't. I hated every second of it because it was an absolute mare. But at the end, I was happy because I accomplished what I needed to do. And then you're proud of that. But I think it's nice to touch base with people, and I get people from all over the world, especially they'll say if I post something about say mental health. I have done before because mental health has been a massive part of my life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people just put it on there, like, oh, mental health, just because it's not a trend, but like everyone jumps on just to try and make it look like they care, and they actually don't care. They don't care,
Mm.
and they don't understand. But I do, I do
You're
understand,
living
and
it.
yeah, exactly. I'm living it. My father passed from mental health, and
Okay.
I've got multiple members of family that have had really bad mental health, and they've ended up disabled because of it, physically disabled, etc. And I think when you really know how difficult it is, you want to help, you want to make a difference and help, and you're not just saying it for the sake of it. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
you know, and people say, oh, I like to sort of say it how it is, and a couple of
A
months
real
ago,
with it.
yeah, real with it, and a couple of months ago, I'm very upbeat. I try to be upbeat, and I am on the whole. My cousin, he took his own life a couple of months ago,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
it was awful. And I'd done a little post of him singing, and we were like raising some money and stuff. And normally I'm upset, I know. And I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to go on my story, and I'm gonna cry on there, and I'm gonna be upset, like because this is exactly how I'm feeling. I can't pretend that I'm not. So, I think sometimes it's real life. You can't pretend to be something that you're not, or something's not happening when it
Absolutely.
is. And, I think you can't put, everything on social media. I wouldn't be like, I'm human today because of this, or, little things which happen every day, but I think, with the big things, when you're struggling, you should reach out. And, people are there to listen. And because some people know this, I have spoken to people in America that have messaged me saying, I'm struggling. And, I've spoken to them and said, right, I think, maybe you could do this for support, or what about this? And I think it's nice, especially they don't know you. So it's easier for them to talk.
Definitely.
They don't
Definitely.
feel judged.
Yeah, because like you say, sometimes it is easier to speak to somebody that you don't have that link with, whether
Yeah.
it be family or friend, because it can come with a whole load of assumptions. You assume that they'd then take on a burden of yours, or they you don't want to put it onto them. I think
Yeah,
is
of
is an
course.
initial
Yeah.
thought, isn't it? Whereas you may not feel that pressure if you don't really know the person. I've spoken to a couple of other decorators along probably the last, where are we now? Yeah, 8 to 12 months. I've spoken to a few other decorators that have struggled with overload of work in
Yeah.
in times of the year, and you know they've been brave enough to post themselves in tears, like you just said, raw, like real.
Yeah, raw, real.
Exactly. And when people are brave enough to do that, it's commendable and it makes people want to connect with them because they have shown their true colours.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think more people definitely need to.
All the trades, I feel, are so supportive of each other. It's such a great community to be part of.
Yeah, it is. And there's some really good companies out there as well. Like, some of them have reached out to me and they send me stuff. And, I can't afford to go and it's cost a lot of money to get all your tools together. And I'm building it. I'm slowly getting there, but it's expensive. So there's some really supportive companies and they're like, right, Sophie, we'll send you this and it really helps, to get you started. And then it also then, I suppose, you build a relationship with that company then, and you're more likely to use them if they're nice and respectful. You want to use companies like that more as well for future buying of stuff. So yeah, there's definitely some great people around.
For sure. Yeah, that's really, really good. Let's hope it continues with everything, for sure. We've come to the stage where I like to do a little bit of a fun quick fire question round
Oh gosh,
of this or that. Just a bit of fun. Don't panic. Feel free to elaborate on any of them as to why you've said the answer. If you don't, it's fine. We can keep shooting. Okay, first one is driver or passenger?
driver,
Definitely. Tea or coffee?
tea,
Copper pipe or plastic pipe?
copper,
Cats or dogs?
cat. I'm gonna walk 'em.
Controversial question that is, of one of the most simple things, it's one of the most controversial for sure. Yeah. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl,
Blocked toilet or burst pipe?
burst pipe. Nobody wants to dig out a big Dougie out of the toilet if they can help it. You can avoid it, you do.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. A voice message or a text?
Voice message. Can't sit down long enough to text a long message.
A sunrise or a sunset?
Sunset. Don't think I've ever seen a sunrise. I'm not up early enough.
And finally, 80s music or 90s music?
Ooh, I'm well into 80s at the moment. I'm really into absolute 80s at the moment. It
I've
really gets
seen
me through my day. I'm loving it.
Amazing. Oh, I love it. Brilliant. So I like to end the show with three main questions. First one is if you could be any other trade, what would you choose and why?
I think a carpenter
Yeah.
because I find it nearly as equally as interesting as plumbing and the
Okay.
thought of working with wood. My dad used to work with wood actually. He had a place called Allwoods and he was an antique dealer. So um yeah, so you just like strip all the antiques back to the original
Oh,
nice
nice.
wood and stuff and you just like make things and stuff. So yeah, I think carpentry would be my go-to if I was going to do something else.
That would be mine. It's a popular choice as well, I think.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, on that note, what trade or who do you think I should have on the show next? Put you on the spot. I know. Sorry.
Who? I think diamond decorating. She's cracking.
Yeah. Diamond
Yeah.
decorating. Okay.
Yeah. We actually used to work together in a restaurant and she was the chef. And I was the assistant manager and
Wow.
she is good as, yeah, and when she went into it, it sort of gives me that, yeah, if she can do it, I can do it. And she went to college and it sort of gave me a boost and we speak all the time and she's great. She's great fun.
Awesome. I will have to look her up for sure. So, Sophie, where can people find you on social media? What are your social media handles?
So on my Instagram, I am Plummy Mummy. I mainly use my Instagram account.
Okay.
I don't tend to I've got a private account on Facebook, but I don't really even use that. And I do have a TikTok, a Plummy Mummy TikTok, but I don't use that very often. I think I find it difficult to manage my time
Yeah.
And social media is so time consuming. I can't do all the platforms. It's just exhausting. So I tend to just stick with Instagram, as I feel my TikTok is more of a range of a lot of, they're great. All the people who follow me and the people on there, but they're not as many trades. On my Instagram seems to be mainly trades that
Yeah.
I've got on there, as my TikTok seems to be a variation of people. And it's when I sort of first started on there, and I was just doing stuff in my house and wherever, as I'm sort of more plumbing focused on my Instagram account.
Cool.
And you'll probably get a message back if you if you message me on Instagram as anything else. You'll be waiting a long time.
Perfect. Well, I'll make sure that your link is on the bottom of the show notes for this episode so people can follow you and find you and follow your work. So that would be awesome.
Amazing. They're all welcome.
That's it.
The more the merrier.
For sure. Let's see some more 80s dancing. Love it. Cool. Well, thank you again for sharing your time with me, Sophie. It's been really cool getting to know you, and I wish you all the best going forward.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Me and my erratic self.
Love it. Love it. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, Sophie.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Hey, don't go yet. I just want to say a quick thank you for listening to this episode. And if you want to hear more from awesome tradeswomen, don't forget to drop me a like or a follow so you don't miss out on future episodes. See you next time on Life of a Female Tradie.